An AutoCAD Civil 3D feature line can be relative to a surface, so if the surface is updated, the feature line is also updated. You can specify that a feature line is relative to a surface when creating or editing the feature line. This parking lot island is comprised of two feature lines that are currently at 0 elevation. To match how the other parking lot islands have been defined, these two feature lines need to be edited so they are relative to the reference surface. Select the outer feature line, which represents the curb line, and open the Grading Elevation Editor. Select the Set Elevations from Surface command. Using this command, you can edit a feature line so that it obtains its elevations from a surface and is also relative to that surface. Select the reference surface. Select Insert Intermediate Grade Breakpoints, and select Relative Elevation to Surface. Notice how this changes the values of the feature line in the Grading Elevation Editor. The reference surface is shown in the Relative to Surface drop-down list, and Relative to Surface is shown in the Elevation Derived From column. The Elevation Actual column shows the elevations that were derived from the surface. The elevations of the inner feature line will be set in the same way, but it will be assigned a relative elevation of 0.5. This will set the inner feature line, which represents the top of curb, to be half a foot above the reference surface. Notice that 0.5 is now shown in the Elevation Relative column. If you want a feature line point to be at an absolute elevation, you can select Absolute Elevation in the Elevation Derived From column. The value that is entered in the Elevation Actual column is used for that point. The next step is to add the feature lines to the top pavement surface as break lines. Right-click the Break Lines collection and click Add. Select both of the feature lines and press Enter. Now the parking lot island feature lines are defined as break lines in the top pavement surface. The parking lot island feature lines are all set to be relative to the reference surface. The reference surface is defined from 3 feature lines. These feature lines have been added as break lines to the reference surface. If you edit one of these feature lines, as shown here, the reference surface, the parking lot island feature lines, and the top pavement surface are all updated accordingly. As shown in this example, because the parking lot island feature lines are all set to be relative to the reference surface, and they are defined as break lines in the top pavement surface, the parking lot island feature lines and the top pavement surface are updated when the reference surface is updated.